One Zambia, One Nation. It's a pleasure to be with you on the news desk. I'm Alice Banda, your caster. Let's take a look at the stories making headline. East Chief commends government for timely delivery of farming inputs. Engineers urged to take inventory of key infrastructure. And 800 children malnourished in Nalolo District, Western Province. The news in detail. Chief Ndake of Nyimba District in Eastern Province has commended government for the timely delivery of farming inputs. The traditional leader says so far, farmers in his chiefdom have accessed their inputs. Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema is on Wednesday expected in the district to officially launch the nationwide planting season. Kalan Muchima is in Nyimba and followed in this report.
Growing one's own food enables a food security at both national and household level. It is for this reason that President Hakainde Hichilema's administration has taken issues of food security as a matter of priority, hence implementing policies that spur the agriculture sector.
In my chiefdom in particular, it's not bad because a number of areas have received the inputs. I've gotten that information that a number of our cooperatives have received the inputs. If there are areas where they have not received the inputs, then there must be very few. But otherwise, the inputs have been received. In the chiefdom. So far, so good. With a bit of the delay of the rain, I think we cannot complain much. Inputs have been received.
On Wednesday this week, President Hakainde Hichilema is expected in Nyimba District of Eastern Province to launch the nationwide planting exercise.
This year, the New Dawn government, which is led by His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, has set a very good tone. As he promised last year to say, next year we shall be able to deliver the inputs on time, and he has fulfilled that. As I'm talking to you now, we have given fertilizer to each and every farmer. The fertilizer which has remained currently, as I'm talking to you now, it's only 28 bags, which we are waiting for the farmer to come and collect the farmers. There's no farmer who can complain currently. And then each and every farmer has received the inputs, which is 3 urea and then 3 D, including 10 kg of seed. In addition to that, the government is providing legume. It's either get beans, sunflower, soybeans, or groundnuts.
Unlike in the 2022-2023 farming season, this time around, in the 2023-2024 farming season, all districts and constituencies across the country have so far received their farming inputs from government. In June this year, government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, flagged off the distribution of 43 metric tons of D-compound fertilizer as well as urea across the country. This has seen farmers getting busy in their fields, while non-farmers are also busy checking for the prices of meal in retail shops. Kalan Muchima reporting for Zanis in Nyimba District, Eastern Province.
In our health news, the Ministry of Health says at least more than 13 million people in Zambia are at risk of being affected by neglected tropical diseases, NTDs, such as epilepsy and convulsions. Minister of Health Permanent Secretary in charge of donor coordination, George Sinyangwe, says diseases such as epilepsy, among other debilitating diseases, mainly affect populations living in poverty. Dr. Sinyangwe was speaking during the NeuroSolve project kickoff meeting in Lusaka, where a consortium of researchers have gathered to find right drugs to eliminate NTDs. The permanent secretary said the NTDs also affect people without adequate sanitation and in close contact with infectious domestic animals. Dr. Sinyangwe indicated that with support from the World Health Organization, Zambia is among the first countries in Africa to pilot mass drug administration for tapeworms. He disclosed that Southern Province has high prevalence of tapeworm and further added that the ministry has conducted 5 rounds of mass drug administration for elephantiasis in all the 10 provinces. And University of Zambia, UNZA acting deputy vice chancellor, Boniface Namangala, said the world is faced with health challenges and that research is cardinal to tackling the problems. We take you to Eastern Province, where Minister of Information and Media Cornelius has concluded his working visit with a tour of some constituency development fund projects in Lwangeni constituency in Chipata district. The minister toured some of the newly constructed health facilities and also interacted with the people. More in this report by Lubase Mtafela.
Minister of Information and Media Cornelius, who has been in Eastern Province on a familiarization tour, has concluded this trip by visiting Lwangeni constituency to appreciate the government development activities in the area. Here, the minister has inspected 2 of the 6 newly constructed health facilities under the Constituency Development Fund.
As government, our agenda is to take development to all the corners of the country, all the 156 constituencies, without discrimination, without segregation, without preference. That is the calling of the New Dawn administration. And we want to urge all those in the line of government bureaucracy to be expeditious about the developmental projects that touch on the lives of the people.
The minister wants speedy implementation of the CDF projects.
You have rightly indicated that from 1964, Lwangeni has only had 10 clinics. And now within 2 years of New Dawn administration, you have built 6 clinics.
And 6 also to be built.
Another 6 to be built. And I'm sure there are also other infrastructure such as schools.
Yes.
This is what government wants. This is what the people want.
Moses Moyo is Lwangeni Member of Parliament.
From the time I assumed office, using CDF, we've been able to build 6 clinics. And 2023 budget, projects already approved, will build 6 clinics, meaning that Lwangeni going forward, proximity between 2 clinics, we've been able to cut the distance of 5 kilometers.
The people of Lwangeni are happy to receive the 6 health facilities.
Azimai ngati tifunoenda kuchipatala kwanzopezeka kuti azimai kuti anyamuke kali kuzafunika transport. So apa manje ngati mwamene chabwerera chipatala tizambothandiziwa kali ni pafupi, ngati mkazi afunobereka afunika chipatala pafupi na maliro wana nzokondopitirira apa manje. I think vindu vizalongosoka. Tiyamikira maningi government komaso na president komaso MP kambaka ntchito yabwino amene atipasa kupitira mu CDF.
Lubase Mtafela, Zanis, Chipata District, Eastern Province.
We go for our first break, and when we return, Central Province PS urges agriculture officers to expedite distribution of farming inputs. Stay tuned.
December is finally here, bringing daily dose of entertainment with the Mbasela promotion this festive season. Starting December 1st, pay 2 months on Antenna Nova, Basic or Dish Nova, Smart Bouquet, and enjoy instant upgrade to the next higher bouquet. Also, pay 2 months on Antenna Classic or Dish Super to get 10 Mbasela viewing days. But that's not all. Unwrap your festive box and catch latest Filipino series on our telenovela channels. Watch the premiere of Too Good to Be True on the 12th at 2040, then continue with the first Nani Daily at 1950 on Novella E+. Also, get ready as Santa unpacks the holiday joyous content for your kids. Discover the best kids show lined up on cartoon channels such as Bunicula, Jungle Book, plus many more. Subscribe now and enjoy amazing value in the Mbasela promotion. Topstar, enjoy digital life.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Welcome back. Provincial Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe has urged agriculture officers in Chisebwa area in Serenje district to expedite the distribution of farming inputs. Shupekile Mkunika has the rest of the story.
It's been 3 days and they are still waiting. These are farmers of Mchinda Ward in Serenje district who are waiting to receive government subsidized inputs under the Farmer Input Support Program. And Central Province Permanent Secretary Muna Mwanakampwe, who is on a tour of the district, wants to know why agro dealers are delaying to distribute the input.
So, one of you will be redeeming, because I don't want these farmers to be here.
These people, they need the network, especially where this program is concerned. So we had to shift until at about 19 hours, we managed to allocate one ant hill. Imagine that's where we were doing our redeems, and on an ant hill. But we are just human, we got tired and we couldn't manage.
Mr. Mwanakampwe has addressed the farmers.
Bali atampo kuchitari dimu, so now bachitari dimu about 154. Aba bakweti baletere fye D. Shirefu aya bamye bati swaipe na yuria ishiripo. Chamfwikai? So that abangata bakwete yuria. Tukaye kuli bamba bakwete yuria mwaswaipa.
The permanent secretary maintains government position regarding the distribution of a pack.
Chatulefu aya uno mwaka. Muno Central Province na kwata abalimi 162,722 abakapoka umufundo muli FISIP. Muli food security pack na kwata 18,909. So muli FISIP chira muntu afuire apoka 6 bags abali 162,000.
He has since warned farmers against sharing the subsidized inputs. Hlupekile Nkonika for Zanis in Serenje.
Zanis News continues. Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Nicholas Piri, has challenged engineers to take inventory of all key infrastructure and deliver quality products. Mr. Piri says this will help with the planning and speedy implementation of projects. Jensi Malumba has more in the following report.
These are newly employed engineers under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. They are here at Chalimbana Institute to attend an induction workshop that will run for 5 days. The aim of the workshop is to orient engineers with the rules, regulations, code of ethics and other matters that guide the work environment.
We have engineers who are dealing with roads. We've got colleagues who are coming from solid waste management to help out with the local authorities to handle solid waste management issues. We also have our colleagues from rural development planning who help us to, I think, actualize the integrated development plans that are being developed by the local authorities.
Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Nicholas Piri, urged the engineers to take inventory of all key infrastructure.
I want you to take a total inventory of all the 7 areas, the critical infrastructure of all the 7 areas that I have highlighted here. So at a click of a button, sitting in that office at local government, I should be able to tell how many crossing points I need in Northern Province, how many crossing points or bridges I need in Eastern Province, how many kilometers of gravel road do I need to do in order to make the whole country accessible with the costings. That doesn't mean that we are going to fund it immediately. No, what that means is that it gives us the tool to plan in the short, medium, and long term.
The Permanent Secretary has also called on engineers to be proactive and innovative in their line of duty.
What innovation are we bringing as new recruits into this department? What difference are we going to make now that I have this job? Apart from getting a salary, what other difference am I going to make that is going to change the quality of life of people? This is the challenge that you and I, sitting here today, have. We need to be innovative. We need to think outside the box. We need to be really diligent.
Jane Simalumba Zanis in Chongwe.
Also in the news, the National Water Supply and Sanitation Council, NOCO, has disclosed that 5,532 complaints have been received by water utility companies this year from the general public. NOCO Communications and Public Relations Manager Mpunga Simkwai says out of the cases received, only 1,417 have been resolved by commercial utilities in good time. Mutale Kani now reports.
It is a requirement for water utility companies to display service level guarantees at their respective outlets. Service level guarantees are a set of commitments that water utility companies have made to the general public regarding service delivery. According to these set of commitments, water utility companies are compelled to resolve complaints from the public within a certain period of time. But according to the National Water Supply and Sanitation Council, NOCO, only 1,417 complaints have been resolved promptly and 2,444 were resolved beyond the stipulated time out of the 5,552 complaints filed. NOCO also disclosed that 1,691 cases are on the pending list and are yet to be resolved.
Part of our mandate as a regulator, we developed what we are calling the My Watson platform. This is an online complaints resolution platform that basically aims to expedite the resolution of complaints. As you may be aware, as a regulator, our focus is on secondary complaints, which means that we deal with those complaints that have been unresolved by the service providers. So, as highlighted in our customer care guidelines, there are stipulated timeframes within which complaints must be resolved. When those complaints are unresolved within that stipulated time, they are automatically escalated to NOCO and come through our system that we call the My Watson.
And the Water and Sanitation Association of Zambia, WASAZA, is of the view that most commercial utility firms do not have rapid response teams. In a telephone interview, WASAZA Chief Executive Officer believes commercial utilities can do better.
It's just a requirement that each service provider gives the responses to challenges or queries or complaints in good time. Now, admittedly, we haven't done very well, even as a sector, in this respect. And I believe that reasons could vary from utility to utility. But I know that the major challenge is that most of the utility companies, I believe, don't have the rapid response team.
The over 5,000 complaints were only recorded from 5 commercial utilities that are integrated on the My Watson application, namely Southern Water and Sanitation Company, Lukanga Water and Sanitation Company, Western Water and Sanitation Company, Northwestern Water and Sanitation Company, and Chambeshi Water and Sanitation Company. Mtalekani for Zanis News in Lusaka.
And in Southern Province, government has called on the Zambia Institute of Chartered Accountants to be innovative and develop systems that will enhance accountability in the management of public resources. Southern Province Minister Credo Nanjua says the government is migrating all its services from a manually based system to electronic system. He was speaking in Choma in a speech read on his behalf by Southern Province Assistant Secretary Edson Nachimwenda during the Southern Chapter Annual General Meeting. Details in the following report.
Despite tough anti-bribery laws, corruption still remains a significant risk in many workplaces. That is why government wants professionals to be ethical and stamp out corruption.
I've been teething problems in the management of CDF owing to mostly to capacity issues. It is therefore my humble request to Zika, through you, Madam President, to assist government in equipping the accountants in the local authorities with the necessary skills to assist in the management and accountability of CDF in order to deliver development to the grassroots. It is also my hope that all accountants and auditors in the local authorities are duly registered with the institute to ensure the safety and prudent use of CDF.
For the Zambia Institute of Chartered Accountants, ZICA, employing qualified accountants is key in fighting corruption.
We're saying, particularly in the public sector, is employed qualified accountants, because there's a lot of huge sums of funds that go through the local government coffers, and we know that in the past there have been cases of fraud, because some of these people that are handling these finances are not properly trained.
Must employ qualified chartered accountants who are members of ZICA, so that everything that they do is properly regulated.
The ZICA Southern Charter has also appealed to local authorities.
To the local councils, we want to support you, to the local authorities, to the local administration. And again, this year we saw in the budget announcement, the CDF has increased. We are saying we are here to support its implementation. We want this to be a success because it supports our communities in a huge way. But we as accountants need to be involved because we understand these processes, particularly with the disbursement of money, with the planning. We are able to provide financial literacy training. We are able to provide monitoring and even audits at the end of the day.
Indeed, corruption risk assessments are essential to ensure that resources are applied where they matter and to reinforce transparency, build trust, and reduce corruption in workplaces. Kalunga Msonda, Zanis News, Choma District, Southern Province.
We take another break, and still to come, Zambia Meteorological Department predicts a dry spell. Stay tuned.
December is finally here, bringing daily dose of entertainment with Mbasela promotion this festive season. Starting December 1st, pay 2 months on Antenna Nova, Basic or Dish Nova, Smart Bouquet, and enjoy instant upgrade to the next higher bouquet. Also, pay 2 months on Antenna Classic or Dish Super to get 10 Mbasela viewing days. But that's not all. Unwrap your festive box and catch latest Filipino series on our telenovela channels. Watch the premiere of Too Good to Be True on the 12th at 2040, then continue with the first Nani Daily at 1950 on Novella E+. Also, get ready as Santa unpacks the holiday joyous content for your kids. Discover the best kids show lined up on cartoon channels such as Bunicula, Jungle Book, plus many more. Subscribe now and enjoy amazing value in the Mbasela promotion. Top Star, enjoy digital life.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Welcome back. Now, the Zambia Meteorological Department, ZMD, says the country will continue to experience a dry spell in the next 7 days. Meteorologist at the department, Peggy Tolle, explains that the dry spell, which is forecasted from 4th to 11th December 2023, is being influenced by the relative dry airflow from the southeast. Lakson Makosa gives us this report.
The Zambia Meteorological Department says most parts of the country will continue to experience a dry spell from the 4th to the 11th of December 2023. According to the latest weather update, the dry spell will be influenced by the relative dry airflow from the southeast. The Zambia Meteorological Department further indicated that the rains will be confined in the extreme northern part of the country.
The satellite picture, what we see is that much of the clouds are only confined to the northern parts of the country, and that's where we are having some active weather conditions, that is some rainfall activities around Luapula province, and by afternoon we expect this kind of weather to continue over the northern parts of the country where we have mainly partly cloudy weather conditions with isolated rainfall activities. For the rest of the country, we're expecting mainly sunny weather conditions.
During the forecast period, Lusaka, Western, southern, central and parts of eastern provinces are likely to experience reduced rainfall activities.
The dry spell is continuing, and we see that much of the country shaded in white and green are expected to receive reduced rainfall activities, and that is rainfall ranging from 0 to around 20 millimeters only, and these are western, southern, Lusaka, central and the southern parts of eastern province. The rainfall activities, which are quite significant, are only expected over parts of northwestern, Wapula, northern and parts of Muchinga province, including the northern parts of eastern province.
Meanwhile, most of the country is forecast to record high temperatures, averaging between 35 to more than 40 degrees Celsius.
Highest recorded today was 38 degrees Celsius from Chipepo, but we expect temperatures to exceed 40 degrees Celsius, especially for areas around the valley areas. We see that much of the country is expected to record temperatures exceeding 34 degrees Celsius to around 40 degrees Celsius.
Members of the public have since been advised to take a lot of fluids to avoid dehydration. For Zanis, I'm Lakson Makodza.
Zanis News continues. We take you back to Southern Province, where constituencies in the province have received their allocation of the recently procured motor vehicles for the police. Southern Province Permanent Secretary Naman Monze handed over the 18 Land Cruisers to constituencies across the region with a call on the police to enhance security in the province. Gift Banji now reports.
The government is determined to improve the mobility of the police in combating crime to promote national security. This is evident from the recent procurement of Land Cruisers for all constituencies in the country. And Southern Province has received 18, which have been handed over to various police stations in the province.
The President has always emphasized that the agenda to develop this country cannot happen with poor security services. Investments that the government and indeed the private sector are putting up must be secured. It is only in a secure environment that both local and foreign investors will be comfortable to pump in their resources or investments. The CDF committees in the province, we thank you for this consideration and call upon you to do more in uplifting the services provided by Zambia Police in your constituencies. Ensure that the drivers you assign these vehicles to are competent drivers, and that they will not abuse these vehicles. Please don't go and start ferrying sand. We know we are all building.
Southern Province Commissioner of Police Asensio Daka assured government the vehicles will be put to good use with a plea for increased fuel allocation to the police.
You shall surely be punished if you abuse these vehicles like a personal toy. I want to see more police presence in the community. We shall be getting feedback through the community, through the chiefs, through the headmen, as to your presence in the community. I know we have other challenges like fuel. The monthly allocation of fuel is not enough. However, the little that we get must be utilized efficiently.
With this support, operations of the police in eradicating crime, such as livestock clustering, will be enhanced.
We want to assure you that as people who are responsible to supervise these vehicles, we shall ensure that the motor vehicles handed over today will be guarded jealously.
Gift Banji, Zanis in Choma, Southern Province.
Still in Southern Province, over 3,000 small and medium-scale farmers are targeted to benefit from farming inputs under the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility SAF credit window in the province. Speaking in an interview with Zanis, Acting Southern Province Agriculture Coordinator Ivan Senkoma states that the program has received overwhelming response from farmers. We go to Western Province. About 800 children are reported to be malnourished in Nalolo district. This is according to the research conducted in the area by the Ministry of Health and the people in need. More in the following report by Rogers Fiabipa.
Naroro district is a flood-prone area. This leads to low food production as most crops are washed away by floods during rainy seasons. Against such a backdrop, Czech Republic, through People in Need, has embarked on an educational based dietary program in the district.
The district is more prone to the disasters, like the talk of the floods which were experienced last year, and meaning that they are actually prone to having food insecurity and high rates of malnutrition. From January 2023 up to this time, I think the district has had a total number of 852 malnutrition cases which have been treated in the 19 health facilities across the district.
Ministry of Health has applauded the Czech Republic for donating food supplements to the children under the age of 5 in Naroro district.
Naroro recorded quite a number of malnutrition cases for the past few years, and with the escalating numbers that were being recorded and reported through the structures up to PHO level, the settlement for Naroro, much of the land is in the Balos Plains, where usually the area is flooded with water. So that really puts the families at stake in lack of food for the children, leading to high cases of malnutrition.
And the residents of Naroro district have appreciated government and the Czech Republic for the support rendered to them.
When my child was sick with malnutrition, she was really sick. She could not walk. She was weak. Then after receiving this, the Latif and the Hepsi, she's happy. She's strong. Yes, we were also given the money, and this money helped us a lot because that time we had no food, we could buy food.
Rogers Fiabipa reporting for Zanis in Naroro district of Western Province.
Finally in the news, government has launched the African Leadership for Measuring Brain Health in Children and Adolescents ALMA Consortium, an initiative that seeks to advance scientific knowledge on the complexities of children and adolescent brain development with a focus on Africa. Zanis reports that Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima says the initiative aims to unpack the knowledge gaps in advancing brain health in African children. Speaking in a speech read for him by Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary Joel Kamoko, the minister says the initiative will be achieved by analyzing African data available through existing studies. Mr. Siakalima said the network is co-led by two new African-run institutes in Nairobi and Cape Town, namely the Aga Khan University Institute for Human Development and the University of Cape Town Neuroscience Institute, alongside the University of Zambia, University of Malawi, and Harvard, among other institutions. He disclosed that the network will build leadership of scientific skills of 45 African fellows with a 2-to-1 ratio of women to men through rigorous supervision. On that note, we end Zanis News. Let's take a look at the stories that made headline. East Chief commends government for timely delivery of farming inputs. Engineers urged to take inventory of key infrastructure. And 800 children malnourished in Naroro District, Western Province. On that note, we end Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, I'm Alice Banda saying goodbye and God bless you.